Hello folks and welcome back. As a follow on to the last video, we started to do a bit of a tidy up ready for winter, and I'm going to continue on with that. Outside I've got a couple of plants in the garden what really need a bit of protection. I've got some olive trees and also some cannas, so attempt to give them a bit of protection. I'm going to bring them inside the greenhouse, but first of all I need to create some space. I said in the last video I was going to take my wicking system out, and that's going to be a job I want to do. Obviously, because this is a wicking system, it's still got a bit of water in the bottom and the soil's still moist. I'm going to reuse this soil, so what I'll probably do is move these tubs down onto the allotment greenhouse and just keep them in there on the side and let them dry out naturally. And that then will give me a chance to empty these tanks, store them in my gazebo just across the way there, and then this will leave it empty, ready for me to start building the Vegepod. Well, we're on to a roll now. I've emptied this first one, as you can see, and I'm not going to put the Vegepod in straight away. That'll probably be early New Year or something once I've got some seedlings up. So I'm going to make use of these trays at the moment, and I've bought the plants in what I said, which are a bit tender. Right along the back I've got 4 cannas. Now these will probably need splitting at the start of next season. I bought these as plug plants probably 2 years ago, only tiny little things, and you can see they've grown quite a lot. In fact, them deform in the pots, a few of them. Lovely red flowers on them, so that's the job I'll be doing next year. And on the end of there I've got a lovely big yellow dahlia as well. Somehow, I don't know how I've done it, I've started a collection of cacti. As I've gone to garden centres, I've seen something I like, usually very, very cheap, bought it, potted it on, and as you can see, these are thriving quite well. These are all in clay pots, and I think they do better while I'm in there, and them growing very well, so bought those in here as well. And last but not least are some of me carnivorous plants, as me Venus flytraps. This one here is a Drosera, and I'm not sure that one is, like a pitcher plant. I'm not sure what the name is. So I'm in there for the time being, and as you can see, I'm coming in. I'm on the second one now. As you can see, this still got quite a lot of water in. These bricks are used underneath the actual white cover on the top just to support, because there is a fair bit of weight on once the pots have got soily. And this thing here is a godsend. It's just a hand siphon pump like that, and I just put it in here and it drains it into the watering can, and I can just shift it out like that. It's far easier than trying to lift this with the watering because it's really heavy. And I also use this when it's bone dry to actually siphon my fuel into my diesel heater. Right, I'm going to get this underway and I'll bring you back when I've finished. I just bought the wicking pots in, the one from the garden greenhouse. As you can see, they've got a decent root structure on there, and that's been reflected in the size of the peppers I've got out of there. So I'm just putting these in here and letting them dry out, and it'll make it far easier to actually strip these down and refurbish the wicking strips again, because I think this is about the 2nd or 3rd year I've used them. So there's all the pots in there. So I'm just going to leave these now over winter with the door shut and let them dry out. Well, good morning. You join me on the plot, and it's a lovely autumn morning. It's a bit fresh to start with, but once you've started digging, you soon warm up. As you can see, I've started turning over the cow manure now. I put this on, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we've had a few decent rain showers in the meantime, and that's washed a lot of it in and bedded it in. Somebody did leave a comment when I put that on, saying that you should leave cow manure for 5 years before you use it. I've never done that. I've been on my allotment, say 10, 11 years, probably a bit longer actually. And I've used the cow manure probably about 4 or 5 times now. And once this is turned in, it rots down very quickly. And come planting out time, it'll be a nice black tilth. And so I just want to get this in. I've got 4 big beds to do, and I'm not going to break my neck doing it. I'll just do an hour when I feel like it. And any other time then I can just carry on and do other little odd jobs. So I'm going to carry on with this, and I'll bring you back when I've had enough. Just give you a quick update of where we am. I've spent about 2.5 hours on there, nice and gentle, having a quick break, and that's how it's turned in. So it's nothing special, but I'm sure that'll break down nicely. And we've just got this little bit to go, and that's the first bed complete. Well, I managed to get the big bed done, all the cow manure turned in, and it don't look too bad. That was bed 3 on my plan, 3A, B and C. And so I have got another 3 other big beds to do, but that's when I feel like it. In the meantime, what I'm doing, I'm starting to clear these tanks now, because I'm going to have a little bit of a change round in this area as well, but I'll all be revealed a bit later on. So I've pulled out the butternut squash. I did have a little bonus find when I was in the depths. That was at the bottom, I didn't even see it. And also the courgette come out. That did really well. We had a lot of fruits off that, considering I had to move it when they originally planted after one of the sharp-eyed viewers had spotted it wouldn't get pollinated. But nevertheless, I'm having to clear out now. I've got some dahlias in here, and I'm fetching those out. And I've given quite a few of the tubers away, and I'll probably save a few myself. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, carrying on with this, and I'll bring you back when I've sorted it. That's these tanks sorted now. I've draped a little bit of chicken wire across the top just to keep the fox and the cats out. Next job for me, I want to be doing is clearing the big flower bed out over there. There's some more dahlias I want to lift and save the tubers. The ones I've done in here, the tubers, I've actually washed under the tap, got all the soil off, and then we're into the greenhouse now, and hopefully they'll dry out nicely, and I'll just wrap them up in newspaper once they've thoroughly dried. Right in the middle also there is the TP for the sweet peas, which I've done. And again, about a month ago, I did save the pods off those, save the seeds, and I'll be sowing those within the next day or two, and I'll video that and bring it along. So see you when I've done this. A few days have passed and we've managed to clear this bed out. Originally I said I was going to actually lift the dahlia tubers, but I've got quite a fair bit of cow manure still left, so I've just piled that on quite thick, and I'm not going to touch that at all now, just going to let that rot in. And regarding the sweet peas, as I say, we'll be popping into the greenhouse just after this clip, and we'll be sowing a few. In the meantime, I'll just show you the state of play on the beds. I've managed to get this one, the cow manure, dug into that there, and with the overnight rain we've had for the last few nights, that's come out quite nice. I'm glad how that has turned out, considering we started off like this. So let's get back into the greenhouse and sow the sweet peas. While we're out on the plot, it's worth a quick mention that we're into the second week of November now. As you can see, we've still got quite a lot of apples on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start picking these, dry them off, wrap them in newspaper, and then put them into cold storage in my garage. And there's other thing I want to show you here is the Vegepod. Let's quickly show you inside here. As you can see, we've got a nice lettuce there to harvest. There's another one down the side there. I might leave that and see if anything comes of that. But looking at this now, the peppers have done the turn. The cold's got to them, so I'm going to be oiking those out. In the middle, we've got some spring onions. Nice harvest that'll be. Still can get some salad. But here, one of the other plot holders has generously donated a couple of cauliflowers. I think these are all year round. And what I'm going to do, once I've cleaned this out, you just pop them in there and let them tick over the next few months. Raining again for a change. Right, we're going to sow our sweet peas now. These are my own safe seed. I picked these about 6 weeks ago. Variety, we've called them Hilda's Mix, and I've been growing these for about 7 or 8 years now. These, I tend to soak my sweet peas, being a hard shell seed. No need to do it all, you can plant them direct and they'll germinate, but something I always do, anything with a hard seed, like sweet corn and stuff like that, and it works for me. I can definitely see how the shell has swollen up between putting them in here and leaving them overnight. Some people nick them with a blade of a knife or sandpaper, but say that you can't put them straight in and there's no issue at all. I'm growing them in these deep root trainers here, And I've actually just done a video about the different types of deep root cell trays and that, what you can use. I've just got to edit it, so if it's up I'll put a little link up there, particularly for the new growers. It might be useful. Anyway, as I say, I've done them in there. I've got 2 holes in each cell, as you can probably see, so I'll just put 1 seed in each. And once I've done that, I've got a floating shelf up the top here, and I use that purely because to stop any moist, because in the past I've had moist come in here, must sniff the seed out of something and end up digging it out, and all your efforts have gone to waste. So I just put them on there, and they will germinate quite happily. This time of year the temperatures are still fairly warm, and they'll come up, well, in probably about 10 days I think. You can actually sow sweet peas right the way up March, but I like to get them done now, because when they do germinate, once they've got 1 or 2 sets of leaves, I just cut the tops out with a pair of scissors, and that then helps the plant to bush out, send little shoots out at the junction, the axils, and then gives you a much stronger plant ready to plant out come next year. Right, let's get going. Any that haven't gone down there, I'll just give me a little bit of persuasion with your dipper. And so this is normal clover compost. I have sieved it and added a little bit of extra sand in. The compost is already moist. I'm just putting this in to bed the seed in, and say these will get no more water now, probably for a few months. Right, that's the sweet peas done and dusted, and it just about brings this one to an end. Many thanks for watching. Stay safe, enjoy your garden, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.